What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in to another week of Birds of the Feather Flock Together, week 13. This your boy Superb. Got my boy Cash in the building and my boy Jay. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me again, bro. Good to be here. It's an exciting week. I'm excited, bro.
What's going
Indeed.
on? What's going on? What's going on, players?
What's going on, my brother? Hey, I appreciate y'all coming back on another week with your boy, and we can discuss this season that we have. And man, it's turning out to be incredible. You know, worthwhile. You know what I mean. And the podcast came at a perfect time. You know what I mean. And it's a lot of things going on. We're gonna talk about the OBJ sweepstakes here shortly. We're gonna get into the NFC East with Cash. We're gonna get the whole NFC as a whole with Jay right now in a minute. But there's a couple of things that I want to discuss far as our injury report. We got DG, which is Dallas Goddard. He'll be back next week.
Let's go.
I believe against
Yes.
the Bears, and then we have Maddox that's inserted this week. They opened the 21-day window for him,
Yeah,
so
I
he's
saw that.
he got action this week to play also. So that's two key additions for us. And then CJ Gardner won't be available. I believe it's week 16, 17 against the Saints.
Okay.
Anything else you guys want to add before we get into it?
No, not really. There's nothing really I want to add. Just excited to be 11-1. Very hyped about it. I mean, I knew we were gonna improve this year just based off the off-season moves, but I really didn't expect this, man. We the top dogs. We gotta keep our foot on the gas.
Absolutely.
All gas, no brakes.
Yes, sir.
Most definitely. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into the give me 1 second. There we go. All right, we're gonna hop into this NFC East with Cass.
Okay. All right. So right now in the NFC East in our conference, we still hold the first position. We definitely still, the number one seed. Our record of 11-1, followed by the Cowgirls, which is 9-3, and the Giants 7-4, and the Commanders 7-5. At home, we're 6-1. So not so bad, not so bad. 6 wins at home, 1 loss. We 5-0 on the road, which is superb if you ask me, because normally away games are usually the most challenging for any team. For as far regards to the other teams on the road, their record is looking crazy. 3-2, 3-2, 4-2 on the road. In the division, we're looking not the best, but in the division we got 2 division wins, 1 loss, but we are still short 1 division game, which is going to be coming up, in these last few games towards the end of the season. So 2-1. Dallas is 3-1 in the division. The Giants got 0 division wins, and they got 1 tie and 2 losses. And the Commanders, it don't even make sense talking about that 1-2-1. But in that conference. In regards to conference wins, we got 6 conference wins and 1 conference loss. The Cowgirls got 7 conference wins and 3 conference losses. So I still love that. We still at a 0.57 percentage. So we still dominating in this conference, man, and I appreciate that. Hype.
100%. And elaborate on what you're saying, like far as our record in the division right now, like you said, it's kind of slim. And everybody got all pretty much the rest division games. We played the Giants twice.
Mm-hmm.
Still, we haven't played them. Period. We played them this week, and we played them again before before the season's over, and then we play Dallas one more time also. So we have 3 more division games, and coming at late in the season at critical time. If we can get 2 of them wins right there, then that, especially the win on Christmas Eve, I think that determines the division winner right there. You know what I mean? So if we can beat them and have the of course put the Giants in their place, you know what I mean, this upcoming week, then I feel that we'll be going in with the first round bye if we can take care of our division, take care of our business in our division 100%.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to add to that, Jay?
Yeah, no, I agree. I noticed multiple losses on the road for all of them. We're just undefeated on the road, so we're good. We're in a good position. We're in a good position.
All right, Jay, you want to hop into the
NFC.
to the overall standings for the NFC?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
And we just talked about our division. You see how we're number one in our division. We can hop into the NFC West if you want to, and I can just go through it
Yeah,
like
we
that.
can go division by division. The NFC. I mean, the 49ers, 8-4 Seahawks. That division we concluded last week is going to come down to them too. You know, Geno Smith is another surprising. You know, he's probably going to be comeback player of the year this year. So, you know, all these teams, every team in the NFL has flaws, and some. This is the point of the season where there's a lot of tape on you. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of tendencies you have. So this is where it's crunch time. The X's and meet the O's. There's a lot going on. So it's going to come down to them too. I still see the 49ers in that division for sure taking.
Big facts. All right.
NFC North looking a little crazy.
Vikings. You know, the Vikings.
That's a done.
Vikings got bailed out. The Jets was at the 1 yard line, could not score. The Vikings should have their third loss. I mean, that would have been good for us because there's still just one game. You know, we hold the tiebreaker over them, which is the good thing too. So it almost makes it like a 2-game league. But you wanna, you know, you wanna keep your eye on the Vikings because they are right behind us as far as the record, and they've had some close games where they could have easily had 2-3 extra losses at this point. But those are the games they were losing last year. I remember 1-score games they couldn't win. So they have that division locked. The Lions are starting to surge right now. I think in the last 5 games they 4-1, if I'm not mistaken. They starting to surge at the right time. You know, they buying into Dan Campbell and what he got going on. Packers and Bears, they're obviously, you know, lost causes. They're gonna just be running, you know, see what they got for the rest of the year.
Big facts. And then we got the NFC South.
So now the Bucks, Brady, you know, he turned into vintage Brady with that comeback. You know, I always say, don't give him no time, don't give him no opportunity. If you want to beat him, you got to beat him. So when as that game was going on, and I saw, you know, and then this guy ran out of bounds, which is weird. So that's just a weird division in general. You know, the Buccaneers are really not a good football team. Regardless if they have the GOAT there or not, they just haven't been playing good football. They're gonna obviously have a playoff team, the division. You know, they're gonna have, which is probably gonna be the Bucks. They're gonna be in by default. You know, you never know. I just don't see anything strong coming out of that division or anywhere. We also got to keep an eye on the Saints 4-9 because remember we hold their draft pick. Right now, we'll pick 5th. The season ended today.
And if the season ended today, like you mentioned, it would be Dallas and Tampa going at it first round playoffs.
Now I would love that because Brady smoking.
Brady's Brady.
Even though I would love to be the last game Brady plays, man. Imagine his last game at the Link. That would be, oh man, that would be something.
All right, shit. We're gonna hop into these highlights first. I mean, we're gonna hop into these stats first, and then we can get into the highlights. You guys, me personally, I just see pure domination. You know what I mean? In these stats right here, going on two things that kind of stand out to me in this will be these lines right here where these 4 zeros are at.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't create no turnovers this game.
Yes, go.
And time of possession.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at those right there without looking at the score, you'll think that's a close game.
Right. Yeah, too many penalties though.
And that's what I was just about to go into with the next stat is going up. Both teams.
Yeah, both teams. But we almost doubled them. It's not good.
But ours was a lot of, I think we had 9 false starts.
Yeah, I was gonna say the yards. I was gonna say it must be a bunch of 5-yard false starts.
But sacks allowed, we allowed 2 sacks. You know, that's Jalen taking too long with his progressions and not throwing the ball away, you know, like he's supposed to. Because that stat, is easily a stat where he can just throw the ball away. You know what I mean, and not getting that. And it's like when you get the best in the line in the NFL, these 2 sacks take place. You know what I mean, and keeping them down. You know what I mean, in the top tier where they're supposed to be at. But total yards, we doubled them. Passing yards, we doubled them, tripled them.
I mean, we were 3 for 11 on third down. That's crazy.
Ben. And
Right.
this is a scary stat also with that 67 to 87. But if you look at it, I believe Tannehill had like 30-something yards rushing.
But
know
you
what I
know
mean?
what? I'm gonna tell you something right now about this team. I'm starting to realize as the season goes on, whatever is every week, the game, whatever's working is what they're running with. And even though you always should run the ball, you always should try to run the ball first. You always should try to, take control of the clock. But they knew they had holes in that passing game, and they just took. He was slicing and dicing. They go with what's working. And that's what last week we rushed crazy. This week we passed. It's like teams don't know how to prepare.
Right.
Because you can't compare. You can't compare for us, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what they're going to do, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then if you come out and try to stop the run, we're going to have one of these days with passing for 386 and only rushing 67 yards. And last week it was completely opposite. We might have passed for like 110, 120, and we rushed for damn near 350. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and then Jalen Hurts got back-to-back player of the week, you know what I mean? From last week and this week, from his performances. It's just like crazy.
Man,
like,
MVP.
And it's like, what do you do as a DC to try to contain this dude? You know what I mean? The whole team. You can't stop him and Miles, and then you do stop the run. You put up 8, 9 in the box, and then he just gonna have a field day with AJ and Devontae and Quez, and then Quez just takes the top off the defense and opens everything underneath. You know what I mean?
He's changing. He's starting to change things. So it's like people they paying attention to him.
And then while we speaking on that with the wide receiver core, we talk about the OBJ. It's saying like that we're a dark horse in the race right now, especially since Jerry Jones blasted him, and people saying basically OBJ took that personal, that regardless if he is or if that was the truth, that shouldn't have came out after their meeting. So basically all that was Jerry Jones trying to get a discount. He made him an offer. OBJ didn't like the offer, and then Jerry Jones is being Jerry Jones, is making it about himself, you know what I mean, and basically trying to get a discount from OBJ, saying that he ain't worth it, you know what I mean, to come this year. And I feel the same thing. OBJ is gonna help somebody out if it's a playoff contender team where he could come in maybe after the first round playoffs or something like that, you know what I mean, and be able to work on their playbook. It's OBJ. You can't count him out. I don't care until he say he retired, bro. He's like a Terrell Owens to me. Like, I feel T.O. can come back in the league right now and average about 70 a game. You know what I mean? 70 passing yards a game. You know what I mean?
T.O. said that himself earlier this year.
He's been saying that for a while.
T.O. said he just want to come back just for this season. He just want to play for the Eagles just for this season.
The only thing I don't like about this whole Odell situation is, like, I wish he would have joined a team like maybe like about now, and then been gelling with them a little, chill in the locker room, and then like I just don't like how he's just gonna plant himself somewhere after these guys for 17 weeks been busting their tail. He's just gonna pull up and make somebody better, whether it's us or somebody else. It just rubs me a little bit, different.
Okay, so
it's a basketball move in football.
I'm glad you said that, because it was kind of like opposite what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? And they forced his hand to do this. You know what I mean? It's kind of like he's being portrayed as like LeBron on that decision to go to Miami. But it wasn't like that. He wanted to come back to the Rams. Everything was supposed to be established. They basically felt that they got Robinson and they were going to do better, Cooper Kupp and all this shit. They thought that they was going to do better and didn't need him, because they didn't need him to win the Super Bowl. So they ended up drafting a wide receiver, gave the wide receiver they drafted OBJ's number 3. So right then it was like, basically we don't feel that, basically we ain't having you come back. Then they start struggling, and want him to come back, so he starts shopping. So basically, it's like, oh, karma's a motherfucker, ain't he? Like, y'all did me dirty, didn't want to give me the money, and then disrespected. OBJ said that they disrespected him with an offer that he didn't even want to say because he felt so disrespected. And then the Rams came out, old OBJ's a professional businessman. He know that was the first offer, but you gave away his number. You didn't re-sign him off the top because you felt that he's no good no more. And then you're going to give him a number to basically say, take it or leave it, my nigga. You know what I mean? And we're not coming back to sign you. So what do you expect him to do? So then he started the shopping process, my God.
Right.
Where do you think he's going to end up?
Me personally, I feel he's going to end up in Buffalo because even with I never felt that he was going to be with Dallas, but there was a possibility because of the way that the players was recruiting him. But I feel that he'll end up in Buffalo or Baltimore. You know what I mean? Those are the two locations because those two teams pass more than they run.
Right. And D-Jack just got hurt, 2 games ago?
Yeah. And then Dallas runs with a double-headed monster in Pollard and Elliott. They run more than they pass.
And they're trying to free Lamb.
Yeah, and then you're going to get 2-3 balls a game when you get in the red zone or something and try to have you do a fade route in the corner or something. So you're going to get 2-3 balls a game. So he was never going to sign there. But with Buffalo, they're a pass happy team and they pass 80% of the time. Even when they up like 20, they could be up 10, 20 points and they still passing the ball instead of running the clock out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel him going there, and then Lamar need him, and I feel that the Ravens will sign him for a multiple year contract, not just for the rest of the year, and that's where I feel that he's aiming to is getting a multiple year deal where this year and the whole of next year to, you know what I mean, whatever team he signed for, because I don't see him going to some team and playing 4 games and then a couple of games in the playoff and then he done. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wants a long-term situation. He said he wants it to be the last stop.
And ain't nobody gonna give him the last stop. He better hope he can get the rest of this year and next year contract. Then next year can be his prove it year to get his 2-year contract to retire. You get what I'm saying? Because he only got 2 more good years after this year,
right?
Or should I say after next year?
Yeah, we don't even know how he's gonna be after this recovery too.
This dude got to stay healthy, definitely. But yeah,
we good on receivers though because even Devontae is a great route runner, and now is people starting to see. I mean, this dude, he's a technician,
and he's getting money right now in the on the field right now, and it's crazy. Like I don't understand.
They keep looking. They don't know who to get. Him and AJ, because AJ. I mean, you got to pay attention. That's why we need Goddard back because Goddard demands attention. AJ demands attention. Devontae, they all have, and then Quez has now got people worried. When you have that many hitters on offense, it's very, very. It's a DC's nightmare.
Big facts. DC nightmare. You can't contain nobody on this team, and you can't double nobody. You double AJ is Smitty. You double Smitty is AJ. You put your best 2 corners on those folks. You got Quez, you got Dallas Goddard, you got Pascal. You know what I mean? It's a plethora of motherfuckers, and then you got Kenny G and Miles Sanders coming out the backfield, and then
catching the ball.
Then you got Jalen Hurts that'll do an RPO and keep it. You know what I mean? Keep it pushing. While you trying to double team somebody and only rushing 3-4 linemen, it's a done deal. You putting your linebacker with Jalen Hurts. Come on, we're gonna take that matchup any day of the week where he gonna have another 100 and something yards in the first quarter.
That's a fact. We've been killing teams in the red zone. It's been hard to stop us in the red zone, and due to the fact of the RPO, due to the fact we're just having Miles just plowing it in, bro. Like our linemen, our offensive line, man. This year I'm loving this season, man. If you're an Eagles fan, man, this is the season for us because people was talking a lot of trash about the last time we went in the Super Bowl and that was a fluke, man. I love it. I love it.
It wasn't no fluke last time we did this. Won the Super Bowl because we was number 1 in the division with a first round bye and everything, and the Cowboys did that not too long ago when then Green Bay knocked them out when they had the first round bye, the best record in the league. So you can't say that was a fluke. Yeah, it's all about what you do in the postseason. You know what I mean? and they'd be one and done. We ain't no one and done team. And if anything got to come through the link, ain't nobody wanting to come through the link, especially the Cowboys. They cow, I call them cow tards, cow turds. You know what I mean? But them niggas, they don't want to come. They're an indoor team, so they ain't gonna want to be outside in those elements. In January. Come on, bro. And then those fans, we ain't selling no Cowboys, no tickets, no nothing in the playoffs. It's gonna be hard to get them. They're gonna be in the nosebleeds.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So I don't see nobody expecting. Kirk Cousins don't want to come to Philly. You know what I mean? The 49ers don't want to come to Philly without Garoppolo. I just don't see it. Seahawks especially don't want none. Like, come on, bro. Only team that I don't want to see, and it sounds funny, I don't want the Commanders to make the playoffs, bro, because they play us the best every year, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like regardless of our seasons when Dallas beat us and stuff like that, we always have close. Like, look at when our Super Bowl year when we found out who Jake Elliott was. He won with a 61-yarder and with no time left to beat them with the first game of the season against, But that was the Giants, though. But I mean, like, look at the Redskins and the Giants, how they play us. We played them.
No, but what you're saying is right. The Redskins always play them tough, always, even if they suck.
Right.
Big facts.
Even nobody really would know that because we fans of the East, like people of other teams, like that's a division thing. Let me tell you something. NFC East. That I told everybody that I know their first loss is going to come within the division. I'm telling you right now. That's what's going to beat them. Because those who know them, that's who knows them the most.
What it do, fam? Bam, won't be wrong. And that's what I say. That's why I don't want the Commanders. I don't see the Giants making it, and they're not a threat. And it's going to show this week how the same thing we did with Henry, we're going to do with Barkley. But at the same time, we just got to make sure that that Blankenship is up for the show, because they throw the ball to Barkley out the backfield, and that dude is a beast running downhill. So this week,
Blankenship, he looks like he wants the part. Like, when you see a player, I mean, he's not going to be there. I'm talking about
speed-wise. I'm talking about speed-wise to keep up.
Yeah, because he don't look like he could. I mean, Barkley, you're just thinking about the situation makes me be like, damn.
No, but this is going to be a week where our corner's going to have to come up and make a lot of tackles.
Yeah. They're going to rely on Slay a lot. Bradbury going to rely on a lot. But when does Avante's window open?
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be this week.
This week. Okay, so Avante.
But it's... Oh, you mean Maddox?
Maddox, yeah.
Oh, no, Maddox is playing this week. I thought you were talking about Smitty. Okay. Yeah, he playing this week. Maddox playing this week.
We need him too. We need him in all facets of the game. We need him for the slot.
Yeah, he gonna come up big this week too in Epps, as far as making tackles and stuff like that. So I don't see it being a problem. Only thing is we're gonna get a heavy dose of the run game and Daniel Jones with the bootlegs and screens and draws because of the snow. Like you said,
it
ain't gonna be a lot of passing and shit going on, you know what I mean, with this game. So you know what I mean, it's gonna be a sticky situation, you know what I mean, to judge how this game is gonna go, you know what I mean. So it just all depends on if the snow dries up quick, you know what I mean, on the field, since that is regular that ain't AstroTurf out there, right?
I believe MetLife is that turf that everybody hates, because on the Kelsey podcast, Jason Kelsey was saying he hates MetLife. He hates that field. So it's got to be one. I don't know exactly what it is. It's got to be one of those turfs that everybody hates.
100%. We're gonna go ahead and get into these highlights and go through these pretty quick. You know what I mean, and then we'll start talking about next week, remaining of the season, and the keys to victory for next week against the Giants. So we're just going to go ahead and just watch this, pause it, talk about each play, but we ain't going to be too elaborate on each play. You know what I mean?
I feel like this was a quality opponent, too. I keep seeing in these stupid groups people saying we haven't played nobody. Like, I'm tired of hearing. Like, they're still running with that 12 weeks later. Like, since when is Derrick Henry and the Titans nobody?
Right. But, haters are just going to hate. They say that every week for every team. Nobody's giving us credit.
Like this is a quality win
this whole season.
Think about it. The Titans they played the Chiefs already. They played the Bengals. They played quality teams, and we smoked them.
And the Chiefs barely beat them.
Yeah, barely beat them. I'm telling you. I look at certain things like this.
Look at their record. They're 7-14, bro. They was leading in the division over there. You know what I mean? They had action. If they won this game, they could have been possibly number 1 in the division in the AFC, bro. So this wasn't no easy game, and then they had a lot to play. I mean, far as they didn't take this game light or anything. This was a big game for them playing against a old player, and they had action of being number 1 seed. You know what I mean? This boy is something crazy, bro.
Yeah, that guy. I mean,
Smitty.
Bro, look, I'm saying the Slim Reaper is taking 2 DBs with him somehow, somewhere. That's a linebacker. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Reddick be balling, bro. I swear, bro, like this is crazy. But I'm actually fast forward on their side of the ball, you know what I mean, and get back to our offense, so we can just see these scores because they didn't really do too much.
Reddick is quietly putting together a very good season.
Yo, I appreciate AJ Brown being on Eagle and everything he's contributing to the Eagles, but to be honest, one of my favorite players is Devontae Smith.
Yeah, big facts.
No, Devontae, this is reminding me of D-Jack and Macklin days. D-Jack was better than Macklin, but Macklin used to make dog plays. Macklin used to make catches for us, big plays for us. And this tandem, could be better than we don't. This could end up being better. D-Jack is one of the best deep threats in NFL history.
This 100% gonna go down as the best duel that we ever had in Philly.
I'm believing it. Yeah, I didn't want to go there yet, Marcel, but I know your coaches.
But look at it though. Look at it. What we have to work with though. We have AJ for 4 more years. And Smitty's on a rookie contract, bro. They're going to play together for at least 5 years.
Man, they about to eat, man.
So there's no way that can go down in as the best duel ever in the Eagles history, bro. Because they're going to have so many stats right now. And Smitty's leading AJ in receptions, bro. So imagine that. You wouldn't even think that. So
you wouldn't think that, yeah, right. He's the possession receiver, the slimmer one, right? He's
getting us the first downs.
He gets all the first down, yeah, but. AJ, you know what it is with AJ? AJ gets a lot of yards after the catch, bro.
Like stuff like that, bro.
Wide open. And that was a defensive pass interference right there.
Yeah, and I wish we could have seen the previous play before that. They had that.
Yeah, they didn't show it.
They didn't show it.
Back to back touchdowns, not just like back to back. I mean, back to back plays.
Back to back.
And this dude showed out today too. Covey. He's
starting to take his form too. He's starting to take his form too.
He had 106 total return yards today. Should I say game day?
If there's anything that I wanted to see where the Eagles should improve on, it would be special teams. That's about it.
Big facts.
Yeah, that's
close out defense, bro.
Right.
Like when we got games won, we need these games to be finished. Step on these opponents' neck and end this game, bro. Like we don't need to be in no shootout with no team. Like the Cowboys first week, the first game against them, bro. Like we had them down and then we let them be a comeback and make them look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why people are still like, oh, imagine the Eagles if they would have had. If Prescott was there playing against the Eagles then and all that stuff. You know what I mean? This was one of the best drives of the game to me personally. In that 2-minute drill,
Kenny G is a good catcher.
And then got that pass interference right here. This was
throwing dots this game.
6 big block miles. This was the best drive of the game. That killed. You see 7. It was 21-10 at halftime, and they didn't score again.
Yeah, Jalen, he did it to them. 4 total touchdowns. These dudes.
And I believe this is about to be the touchdown too to AJ.
This was a dot. This fell right into his chest. Look at this bomb. Defender's like, what?
Now that catch is just crazy. It looked like his eyes was closed when they took the picture that still that they got.
Man.
He catch it. He looked like he just caught something that fell out the sky. He just landed, bro. Let me tell you something, man. That's definitely that throw. I feel like it's underrated. People need to understand how crazy that throw was and throw and catch.
Not
Oh
to
yeah,
compare, but that definitely looked like a Brady pass just now.
He just
man.
landed, bro. Let me tell you something. That looked like a special delivery. He didn't even move his. He just moved his fingertips and opened them a little bit, and the
That's
ball
it.
just landed in the hand.
Look at this, bro. He throwing dimes, bro.
Look at that.
Look at that.
AJ took this game so personal, and I was loving it.
Let's get him up out of here.
I mean, AJ been tweeting about them, so I know everything. All those little subliminal tweets, all that led up to this, and he showed out. The whole team
Let's go,
wanted
Miles.
this for him too, though. The whole team wanted this for him.
That's game, set, match right there, fellas. Yeah, so basically, like I said, going over these highlights and everything like that, you know what I mean? I just feel that it was a dominant performance by the Eagles, offense and defense, especially the offensive line, pure domination, defensive line, pure domination by stopping Henry. How many teams can say they had held Henry for under 50 yards? When Tannehill got almost 35, 37 yards rushing on his own. You get what I'm saying?
Right. I haven't seen any teams that was able to do that this season since he's been back.
All right, so we're gonna get into these score predictions right quick before we get up out of here, because we're gonna actually be able to finish the show a little earlier tonight than normal, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? We didn't touch bases over everything, which with it being a blowout like that, we didn't even really have to watch their offense, you know what I mean, and stuff like that on the highlights and pinpoint somebody
They
else
barely
not
showed
doing
anything.
anything. Yeah, real shit.
That one touchdown of Burks.
That's it.
All right,
That's
so this week we got the winner. Cass was the winner
Hey, Cass.
this week. And we let me see, excuse me. Let me write this down correctly. All right.
What's
So we
going
got
on,
the leaderboard. What's going on, big dog? Appreciate it. How you doing today? We got me leading on the leaderboards at 3. We got Cass at 2. We got Jay at 2. Going into week 14. What's the score predictions this week? We're gonna start off with Cass, go to Jay, and then me. This is the order for this week.
All right.
Cass.
So shit, with the Giants, man, to be honest, I believe that the Giants play, their caliber of play is dependent on their opponent. So if they playing scrubs, they're gonna play like scrubs, and we elite. So I believe that they're gonna step it up this game. But we still gonna come out with the W without a doubt. This week, I feel my score prediction is gonna be. I'm actually gonna use the same score prediction as last week. I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna use the same one. I'm gonna use 17-31. Us.
Eagles.
With the player of the game being AJ Brown.
All right, got that down. Jay, what's your score prediction?
I'm gonna take it a little bit high. I'm gonna take 33-21. And give me my player of the game. You know what? I'm gonna go with Darius Slay. I feel like he's.
That's outside the box. That's outside the box.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna pull something out the bag.
Okay.
All right.
Let me just say one thing. If it's snow, it's a heavy snow game and weather game. Definitely one of the running backs. The whole running game is gonna be the engine.
All right, and then so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little lower approach this week because of the elements. So I'm gonna go 24-20 Eagles, and then I'm gonna give my player of the game to Miles. You know, with that being a messed up environment, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be a passing environment. So I feel, you know what? I'll take that back. I'm gonna go.
That's a good score. That's a good prediction. That's a good go with a little lower score.
I'm gonna go Hurts as my player of the game.
To be honest, both teams are used to playing in the snow. There ain't nothing new for neither one of us. Or New York.
So with that being said, you see, what was the last game the Eagles played in a heavy snow? Shady went off, right?
Right.
Yeah, 20 years.
It's not going to be a passing game. So yeah, I'm staying with Miles Sanders.
Now stay
bro.
with Miles. Miles is a good.
Yeah, I'm staying with Miles Sanders because I mean, I just got to go. I'm a person that firm believer of stand with your first instinct. You know what I mean? So once again, so it's 30. I'm gonna write this down right now. 31-17 Cass. So that we all on the same page. 31-17 with AJ. J 33-21 with D Slay. Me 24-20 Miles. All right, there it is there. So what is y'all keys to victory this week? Start off with Jay.
Okay.
My key to victory this week, to be truthfully honest with you, is time of possession, number one. Let's not shy away from the run game, because we do some. I just want to continue the run game. We have to implement. We have to, because by the fourth quarter, once your running game has been clicking for 3 quarters, they don't want no more smoke in the fourth quarter. So, to me, the running game, that's what sets us free to me. And then sometimes when our running game, like last game, we didn't have to run the ball because we were passing it so well. But I believe we probably still could have ran the ball, but they just wanted to pass more because it was working. You run with what's working. So I'm relying on the running game heavily this week.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Go ahead, Cass.
Shit, to be honest, but due to the elements and this week's game, I wholeheartedly agree with Jay. I believe that it's going to be, if we can stay, with TOP, because that's what's been really helping us a lot, throughout the season is the TOP. Minimize the fumbling, and turnovers. Keep the turnovers and the fumbles like where the stats were there. I believe that Jalen Hurts definitely got to get rid of the ball, throw the ball away, don't hold it too long, and then just sticking to the run. That's just what makes sense in the elements is just stick to the run, stick to the ground game. That's what just makes sense. So that's what I feel like is going to be one of the key elements.
And me.
Lastly, we just cannot let Saquon have a breakout game. That's it.
So you could even say stop the run. So run defense and run offense, both ways.
Right.
Big facts. And me, I always take a approach like a 5 keys to victory. You know what I mean? And elements, 5 different elements where you can take into consideration that we can at least win 2 of these. Then we have a great chance of winning the game. You know what I mean? So my number one thing is stopping Saquon Barkley, regardless of running, passing, however it is. We got to eliminate him as a factor and make them. If they're gonna beat us, somebody else gonna do it. It ain't gonna be him. You know what I mean? And that's where I put in stopping that, and then containing the quarterback bootleg. You know what I mean? Remember the last couple of games we didn't play Daniel Jones. He didn't have much success on us. Remember, he tumbled down the field and fell when he would have been a touchdown and all that. So if we can contain that, they're going to be looking to go for that because the way that our edges are, we go down. We don't box and keep contained. We go down. So they're going to be able to eat. So it's going to be up to Maddox, Epps to come up and contain that quarterback bootleg. And then number 3 is creating turnovers. Any way possible on defense, we can create turnovers, strip the ball, stripping quarterback sack, strip, interception, whatever we can do to create fumbles is mandatory in this game. We have to stay on top because of time of possession, like both of y'all mentioned, is going to be a key factor. That's the number one factor in this game is time of possession. Whoever, especially if you got the lead. If you can have the lead and keep time of possession, it's going to go your way. And number 4 would be O-line needs to maintain their defensive. They got a great defensive line, just like the Commanders do. So offensive line got to do their jobs, protect them gaps, and open it where we're able to run. Because if not, then we're going to have to do a lot of quick little wide receiver screen, throwing it to the running back. Jalen Hurts going to have to run and everything like that. And last but not least, keep pressure in Jones' face all game, bro.
Yep, because he don't like that.
He's a scary. He's just like Eli and Tom Brady. they don't like pressure and they're going to throw, and that's when they have their worst games, throwing interceptions when you having pressure in your face. So if we can at least win 2 or 3 of those keys to victory right here, then I feel that it's going to be a victory 100%. And I don't see their offense outscoring our offense and in even putting up numbers on our defense. You know what I mean? So if I was a betting man, which I am, I would take the halftime to be low scoring. Going into halftime, I think it will be a low scoring game, and then we'll make our adjustments as far as late second quarter, second half. We'll make our adjustments, and I think we'll put up like an extra 17 points in the second half, or should I say mid end of second quarter to the end of the second half. We'll be putting up 17 points with our adjustments. You know what I mean? So I see first quarter it'll probably be like a 7-3 game. We winning, then we'll probably put up another couple of points before halftime and keeping them at like 6 points. And then second half, I see us scoring like 17 points, about 14 points going into the second half and blowing them out. So I'm just saying 24-20 and saying low game because I'm the run factor and the weather conditions and being slippery is going to be a lot of fumbles and turnovers this game. So I'm just hoping we can maintain that. But other than that, bro, I feel this is a victory right here. You know what I mean? But it's another division rivalry, and they're right across that bridge from each other. So this, you know what I mean? This is gonna be a big game.
Right.
And we're not at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they take the bus over there.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Or drive your own cars and park, and then we pick y'all up in an empty lot around the corner from the stadium and drive y'all in or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
But
is there Giants are going to be blitzing a lot this game? I feel like it's going to be a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts. So I hope that he gets through his reads and just throw the ball away. You ain't got to hold on to it. I don't expect him to be scrambling or throwing too many RPOs, running too many RPOs. But man, I just can't wait for the game. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's the Giants week.
That's what and if you look at it, besides the Bears and the Saints, it's division games pretty much the next few weeks, bro. So you know what I mean. We got to go hard. You know what I mean. All the rest of these games and set the tone. Like we got to let people know that this is playoff football from here on out, bro. This is playoff football right here on out. So we need everybody to step up. We coming back healthy at the right time. And I just feel that this week is a domination week to prove to the NFL who we are and what we about to do. And then seeing that the Giants just tied the team that we lost to. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to make a statement, you know what I mean, all around. And then we got the Cowboys a week after the Bears. You get what I'm saying? So we gotta start gelling right now, taking into the consideration that we can downplay the Dallas game all we want. But that's where the playoffs start at. That on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna get we're gonna get a playoff taste that week for sure.
100%. And that's going and it's on a Saturday. So you know what I mean. We're gonna be the primetime game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a dogfight. Definitely, that game is definitely gonna be a dogfight.
And is there anything else y'all want to add to anything before we get up out of here? Like we touched bases on everything already, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we touched base. I'm just excited for the week. Like I said, we have a chance to go 12-1, which just sounds amazing.
Let's go.
As long as we're in control of our own destiny. There's 31 other teams, and not all of them are gonna make the playoffs, obviously. But the ones that are, they're worried about another team. We're worried about what's in front of us, and nobody's in front of us. What we gotta do.
And last but not least, we got one of the members of the crew right here that's gonna actually be attending the game this week. So he's gonna have to give us some infield pictures with the snow. You know what I mean? Get some selfies so we can post it like how we got all this posted up right here and all that. So you know what I mean? So get out there and represent for us, my guy. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can see you on TV making some noise for us.
I'll be there. I'm gonna be in the building now.
Real talk. So once again, is there anything that y'all want to touch bases on? We finishing like an extra 15 minutes early. If there's anything that y'all want to bring up, mention that we didn't bring up or we didn't have as a topic today, this the time right now.
So really quick, I just want to big shout out to the DCs of our team and how the defense played this game. This was it was a breath of fresh air from how we was started at the beginning of the season with all this loose coverage and everything like that. There was schematics, there was defensive plays ran. I love to see the pressure, the zones. It was. I love this game, so I just really want to give a real shout out to the defense. Even though we scored a lot on the offense and it wasn't really a lot of defensive scoring, but we definitely held a really good team down to 10 points. And we were the only team in the NFL who, like you said, held Derrick Henry, the king, under 50 yards. He could get 50 yards in his sleep. You know what I mean?
He can fall forward 10 times and get 50 yards.
Fall forward 10 times and get 50 yards.
And Ross run 50 yards twice and three times in the game.
Man.
So, and he's the number one rusher in the NFL, 3 years consecutively, or at least 2. Yeah. So, that's something that we got to acknowledge and respect on that.
On top of the fact we stopped and we also was blowing them out, so you really can't run the ball to even begin with. But it wasn't working regardless. They were every time he was trying to bust stuff. They was on him. And Jordan Davis, man, he's so essential to this team as a rookie. He reminds me of almost like a young Fletcher, but he may even be more valuable in the long term. Right. I mean, Jordan Davis is a good player.
Right.
Big facts.
That's it, brothers.
Yeah, and to piggyback, elaborate a little bit more on what Cass said. Basically, this was Gannon's best week as a DC. As a whole, the defense played excellent. You know what I mean? And this is the first week that I mentioned when we was earlier before we got live. This was the first week where I feel we had a game plan coming out of defensively, should I say, where we wasn't just adjusting, doing in-game adjustments. Right here, we knew what they had to do, who they run their offense through, and who we had to stop. And we created a game plan, and we stuck to it this week. And it showed. I mean, it showed. They had 10 points before halftime, fellas. This our first week shut the team out in the second half.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, we allowed 3 points was the least, but we shut a team out the whole second half. And I don't even think they got 4 first downs the second half.
Wow. And you know what, man? Our pass defense is. You know what's one thing? Our pass defense, man. I'm telling you, that's another big thing to this team. That's something that we've lacked in the past years, and they have a good pass defense. It's hard for a receiver to have a big day on the Eagles. It's hard. I think Watson has had the most yards. I think he had 110, and I think he had 110 only because of the garbage time when he caught the big pass from Jordan Love.
Correct.
Other than that, we would have allowed no 100-yard receivers, and that's amazing.
And we get into that prevent towards the end of the game, you know what I mean, and we give them yards. So, you know what I mean, like you just mentioned, it's the defense. Basically, we allow you to pick your poison. If you're gonna pass the ball, you're gonna pass it to this one receiver. You ain't about to pass it to everybody and get out there and do that. You're gonna pick your poison. You're gonna pass it to him, or you're gonna run the ball. You're gonna determine that in game situations on the offense, and that's where only person that I've seen that gave us a run for our money this season was Jared Goff. Jared Goff, and it was first game of the season, and he exposed us. You know what I mean? But give Gannon a shout out again. He came and he nipped things in the butt moving forward, where we got out of that defense completely after week 1. You know what I mean? And it was and it's been a totally different since then. You know what I mean? 100%.
I give Gannon credit for. I think his game plans be okay. I just don't think in situations he's not that good at situations. Like when he should be blitzing, like we're up a lot, like just blitz. Fuck it. Why not?
He feel that he, especially with this season, bro. We like let me. I'm glad we brought that up. Let me bring this up right now. MVP considerations. When they're talking about Patrick Mahomes is leading Jalen Hurts and 10 points in QBR, XYZ, this crap, this, that. Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback besides Cousins that has played with a lead almost every game this season. And there's no need to be playing from behind and having to pass as much. If you guys notice, get my drift. We just had a game where we was over 350 yards rushing and didn't have to pass as much. Patrick Mahomes has to pass his ass off
every game
to win a game. So yes, his passing stats are better better than Jalen Hurts is? Yes, they're going to be better. But overall, Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback this season. And MVP supposed to mean the most valuable player for your team.
Right.
You know what I mean? At that point, and meaning the best team in the NFL, the MVP goes to the best player of that team. And that will be the Philadelphia Eagles. I have never seen an 11-1 team get disrespected so much ever in an NFL season.
But you know what? You just gave me a good argument with that. For the Chiefs to win, Patrick Mahomes has to be Superman.
Right.
Jalen don't even got to be Superman. Jalen just has to sometimes be the mailman at points. And it's somebody else's Superman that day. But the point is, if Patrick Mahomes has a low passing day like Jalen does, 150, they lose. But Jalen is running the ball. Jalen's doing other things. It's just, I never really looked at it like that.
And look at the caliber of teams that Patrick Mahomes has lost to. He lost to the Colts.
Wow.
I mean, not the Colts, the Jaguars. Am I right?
No, he lost to the Colts.
Yeah. Colts. Okay, yeah, the Colts too. I know it was one of them teams. He lost to them. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you be an MVP in that consideration? Then you just lost to Joe Burrow, consecutively, like for the third time. You know what I mean? And then Josh Allen beat you. You know what I mean? This year, like I can go on and on and on about how is he even in consideration. It's like they got an obsession with Patrick Mahomes, with his style. And if you look at it, all his plays come in broke down plays. There's nothing like a design. There you go. Nothing scripted. A design play that's written up, and he what word am I looking for? He adjusts and scrambles and then makes plays. He alternates the plays.
Everything is improvising.
That's the word, improvise. Right. That's the word I'm looking for, bro.
That's all it is. It's all is improvised. Backyard football to a degree, because it's just like, there's definitely a play. They're running the play, but 2-3 seconds later, the routes is already ran, and now it's improvising. So it's like,
and what defender is going to guard for 6-7 seconds, bro?
No, nobody. Right. Yeah. That's why he wins them. He's able to move around. That Houdini, he's one of the quarterbacks. They were saying that the other day. He's free. He's basically free. He could do all of that. Play breaks down, he can start running around.
Right.
Not every quarterback has that freedom. But, I like Jalen because Jalen don't give me that feel. When Jalen takes off, it's because he got to take off.
Right.
He's not trying to extend 4 extra seconds so somebody could beat somebody. He's just trying to make the best play for the situation. Mahomes presses a lot. Mahomes has wince-like tendencies a lot. Mahomes is just much more talented.
Eight interceptions. That means you're not trusting the receivers. You're forcing. You know what I mean. So you're in the consideration. Me personally, not being biased or anything. You know what I mean. Being an Eagles fan, Jalen Hurts has been the best player in the NFL this season by far. Absolutely. You know what I mean. Look, by far.
I want to say one more thing.
And now let me say this too. You know what I mean? To end this, I wasn't a big Jalen Hurts fan coming into here, so I'm one of the critics. You know what I mean? I'm one of the critics, and he's proven me wrong also. But at the same time, regardless of who's the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm riding with him, bro. Simple as that. You know what I mean? But I wasn't a big fan of Jalen Hurts taking over this team and Carson Wentz being gone, and this is his full season to shine and all that, and he proved me wrong. I don't want another quarterback. Go ahead and we can trade that top 5 pick, and we can go 15, 16. We can get 2 first-round picks for this top 5 because we actually don't need it.
We really don't need it. Especially if we was to win the chip, we definitely should trade away that pick and just keep reading up on first rounders.
Because we have 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, we already have 2. I want to make one point real quick. You alluded, that Jalen had won NFC player back-to-back weeks, right? Just think about this, though. He won the first back-to-back, the first player of the week, running the ball like a madman. The second one was passing. Like, he won the award in 2 completely different fashions. Right. So that is an MVP. He finds a way to put a W on the schedule. Kid is a winner, and I'm excited with him, man. I couldn't be more excited with Jalen Hurts.
And to elaborate on that point right there, though, he's not just throwing it to Kelsey. He's not throwing it to just a Tyreek Hill. Right. You hearing about you know who every receiver is on the Eagles because of that point. You know who Quez Watkins is. You know who Pascal is. You know Smitty, AJ Brown. You even seeing Kenny G and Miles Sanders out the backfield and Dallas Goedert. You heard Stoll. You know what I mean? Like Stoll, however you pronounce his name.
Stoll was
like,
looking good too. Stoll was a good fit in.
My point, bro, is like, and it's all due to your quarterback trusting you. You know what I mean? When you can go run a route and you run your route 100%, knowing your quarterback is probably going to throw it to you. But if you're on the Chiefs, you got Scandrick and what's the other one name from the Steelers? Juju Smith-Schuster not running full routes because you may not get the ball because it's going to Kelsey.
Right.
Or it was going to Tyreek Hill at that time.
They give you a strong 10 yards, then they out of gas.
My point is, as an Eagle receiver and tight end core, you run hard every play because it's a possibility that ball is coming to you.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And that's why I feel Jalen Hurts is hands down the league MVP this year.
Bro. Like, man. To me, he's gonna wrap it up. To me, he is. And
now his boys is gonna help him wrap it up. His boys seeing that if I'm Smitty, you can't be mad. Yeah, AJ is his boy. He throwing the ball to him, but nigga, excuse my language. You got more catches and pass attempts going your way than AJ Brown. By double digits. It ain't just 3-4 passes, attempts, all that. You like 15, 17 more pass attempts this season than AJ Brown. So
they're
he's
very
not showing
close to
AJ
target.
Brown.
Devontae has way more targets. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He almost 20 attempts more than him on the season. So you can't say that he's picking AJ Brown. It's just he's going deep and picking the shots, and AJ Brown is getting those touchdowns and making it look good. But there's nobody on the Eagles that should feel some type of way about not getting the ball. But
to be honest, I think they all respect Jalen as a leader. I think Smitty is playing his role, and he appreciates being a part of an Eagle. We respect his hustle. He's like, 150, 160 soaking wet. You see him trying to put up blocks. You see him hustle. You see he'll run his route, and if he see that, Jalen's trying to buy some time, he'll come back. Some receivers who are, in their head, they'll just run their route and expect the quarterback to throw it in their arms. Come back. You know what I mean? Get the defender off of you. Like, make it just...
He diving, making all types of plays, bro. Smitty is a baller. And that's why I say this is going to go down as the best duo in Eagles history because they're playing together for the next 5 years together. There's no way that one of them is going to want to get traded, do all that. There's that chemistry is too real over there, bro. I like, that's why I feel this is the first year ever free agents wanted to really come to Philly, bro. We got every free agent we really wanted, bro. Every free agent we really wanted this year, bro, we got. We got from CJ to Bradbury to Kasir White, bro, Hassan Reddick, bro. Look at this. The new
everybody who was rumored ended up being there. So it's
there. So just watch this dark horse that we was talking about with them 3 initials. I ain't gonna even say them no more until he on the squad, bro. And if anybody gonna do it, it's gonna be Howie, bro.
Man,
and we have to represent my boy Donovan McNabb tonight.
Yes, sir. I saw that too.
Hey, and it's hard. And I'm gonna be rocking a lot of white and black jerseys because it's hard with this green screen behind me to wear a green jersey. I just turned into a ghost, my dude. You know what I mean? Like, say if this whole jersey was green, I wouldn't even be here right now. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So
really
quick,
you just see my face. I just want, since you mentioned that dark horse, man, listen, I ain't even looking forward to that because I believe that player is gonna bring a lot of estrogen to the locker room, if you know what I mean.
So,
me personally, I want it because it wouldn't jeopardize our team chemistry for the regular season. He would just come in and be
he would become a slot receiver.
And he would be your number 2. You would have to put your number 2 defender on him, or maybe even your number 3, depending, because Smitty will be in a more healthier state than him. You get what I'm saying? So he would go after your number 3. Imagine AJ Smitty, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, and OBJ on the goal.
That would be disrespectful. But that's what
in
the
Rams were in the red zone to win. Just imagine that.
The Rams were disrespectful last year.
Yeah, so I feel that we don't need him, but I want him because that would be a great great addition to what we have, and we don't have to rush him to the field right now. He can learn the playbook, get adjusted, chemistry, doing all that, you know what I mean, with the locker room. And once playoffs start, he can come in. And then most importantly, it's all about next year for me. Absolutely. It's all about next year for me,
absolutely,
bro.
Absolutely.
We get him as healthy as next year with the receivers that we have, bro. We will be going empty backfield at times with Dallas Goedert, Quez, Smitty, and AJ with Hurts. So you empty backfield. So now you're putting your middle linebacker one-on-one with Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Come on, bro.
Spooky, man.
That'd be crazy, bro.
All day.
I'll take that, bro. And he see it too, bro. That's why I think he, especially with what Jerry Jones just did, bro, he gonna end up taking a hell of a discount, bro, and coming to Philly, bro. Long as we can sign him until next year, we would have to guarantee the rest of this year and next year of 2023 to get OBJ, and I feel we can do it.
I believe in Howie. Howie is the GOAT, man. Howie has pulled off Howie got rid of the Wentz contract. People laughed at us for taking the highest dead cap space hit. You know, and look at where we at right now. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, he got rid of JJ's contract.
He got rid of JJ. He traded JJ.
And Rager, bro. Like, come
on. He traded people that should be just cut.
Man.
Crazy.
And then they get cut off of other people's team.
Right away.
He convincing Cass. Cass live on the beach. He convinced Cass to buy some sand from him. And he can just go right to the beach and go grab some sand in his backyard. He convinced Cash to go buy some sand.
That's crazy.
He traded Sidney Jones. He just every bad draft pick, he just spins them out. And then
Rasul Douglas.
Is like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah, now that's why I said if he ain't on Buffalo or the Ravens, I would say that we're number 2 on Odell's list, and of course he would be number 1. With the Bills, because they're another team that really don't need him right now. Also, he can gel, learn the playbook, come into the playoffs, you know what I mean, and he'd be good. And then behind Diggs and Davis, you know what I mean, out there, and then Josh Allen, like that's a good possibility where he'll end up. But if he don't end up there, I guarantee he'll be on our squad.
The city of Buffalo, I'll tell you what, man. I stood in Buffalo for 8 months out of my life, and I'll tell you what, it ain't pretty. So that's one big factor for a lot of players. A lot of players don't want to go there. At least Philly's the biggest city. It's one of the top 5 cities in the U.S.
Right.
Big market.
And it's close to New York.
A lot of things to do. Nightlife, you know, it's an appealing place. And the fact that the Eagles are good, if the Eagles just keep this culture up, everybody's going to want to play for us.
Big facts. And we got a decent, like you said, a young culture. You know, Darius Slay, you know, on the defensive side, you know what I mean? He's super funny. You know, I follow him on Instagram, all that, you know what I mean? And I know their locker room is lit. Yeah, their locker room is lit, bro. And you're going to want to come into that environment. Like CJ said he never felt comfortable with playing football where he was at until he got here, and never felt that he had brothers like that until right now in the locker room, where he really calling folks bros in the locker room.
Right.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
That's the slogan for Philly. Brotherly love. That's it.
Brotherly love. And this dude is our number one person that we gonna sign. And I don't see the chemistry with Bradbury, which scares me. Like on game day, when he's out there making plays, I don't see nobody coming up to him, slapping his hand or nothing, bro. But everybody else do. I don't feel that we ain't gonna keep Bradbury. I don't think it's chemistry with him, bro. For some reason, like you can see on the field when you know you got bros and somebody make a dope play, you coming up chest bumping them, you know, hitting them on the helmet, slapping them, you know what I mean, and on the ass or giving them a handshake, something. They don't do none of that to him, bro. Like this,
he's quiet though, isn't he? Kind of quiet.
Yeah. So just this is the week he's from the Giants, bro. You know what I mean? So this is a big week we didn't say nothing about. This is homecoming, like we just talked about with A.J. Brown. Right. So watch him this week and just see.
Oh, man, I should have picked him, man. You're going to make me about to switch my player.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying? So that just watch the chemistry with him this week, because every week with a player going back, D-Slay with week 1 with Detroit, you know, and all that shit with us going back to the teams, Hassan Reddick with Arizona, you know, he played different. So this is going to be the week for Bradbury. Let's see if they engage him this week. You know what I mean? Hey, but we didn't already went over. We 5 minutes over now. Once again, you know what I mean. We didn't did our thing. You know what I mean, and felt in that space. You know what I mean. We was finishing 15 minutes early. But once again, I do want to say I appreciate y'all every week, my brother, for hopping up on here. Those weeks that we able believe that we this is our number one objective on Wednesdays. If we're unable to make it, just know that there's something serious that's going on while we ain't on here giving you guys a show on every Wednesday. So please take that in consideration. But knock on wood, I don't see no kind of obstacles right now in the next few weeks, especially in the regular season.
Shout out to the field.
Yeah, and then also on playoff games. You know what I mean? This is gonna be another thing. I'll talk to you guys more about it. Playoff games, we gonna end up going live right after the game, also without a highlight, just to hop on for like 30 minutes, talk about the game, and then we'll hop back on Wednesday to do our normal thing, just to get that playoff atmosphere, you know what I mean, everything like that, discuss the win, and get our shout outs, hyping, because playoffs ain't guaranteed. We lose first round playoffs, our season is over, you know what I mean? So it ain't nothing to look forward to the next week. So I want to have something to look forward to and take advantage of us being in the playoffs. So once again, then hopefully that'll be the week that we get our special guest up on here. I ain't got back in contact with him, but it should be good, you know what I mean, and get in contact with him. But we should have a guest on for the playoff time, and we should be good to go. But once again, like I say, I appreciate y'all for hopping on every week. I appreciate everybody in the comment section, those that is watching but not saying nothing in the comment section. I appreciate y'all too. Y'all don't know, it means a lot to us, you know what I mean, by you just on here watching. We just three small Philadelphia Eagle fans that just want to bring our enthusiasm to y'all on live, you know what I mean, and chop it up. So we greatly appreciate y'all once again, man, and we'll be out here again next week to watch the Birds and to talk about the Birds beating up on them Giants, man. So once again, we appreciate y'all, and we out of here. Fly Eagles fly. Bird gang.
Eagles fly.
Okay. Go Birds.
Appreciate y'all, bro.
Yes, sir.